what I'm gonna discuss with you in this reaction video, y'all, is the corruption of the justification of indecency and immodesty when it comes to dressing. What do I mean? Women who want to justify looking like streetwalkers. I'm finna show you a lady that gotta be pushing about 50. She definitely over 30. I say about 45, 46. I could be a little wrong now. But we finna find out though. I want you to see what this woman has on, and then I want you to hear the lunacy of the justification of why she dresses the way that she dresses. Now remind yourself now, this is what the young women, your young black daughters, white daughters, whatever daughter, whatever race, whatever they may be, listen to. This is the directions that they're getting from women who should be guiding them into the right direction. Hold on right quick, y'all. We gotta get it. Now don't get it wrong now. She got a nice shape. I ain't gonna lie to you. But that ain't the point of the show. I'm a man at the end of the day. All right, let's go ahead and play it, y'all. Let's get it.
This is what I want to see.
Now look at that. Now she got a nice shape now. She got a nice shape. You know what I'm saying? But as a man and all the men who watching, when you look at her, do you think about how intelligent she is, or is this gonna be a good woman if you decide to pursue her? Does this seem like the type of woman that you say like, man, she's not a thought? Look how that is all up in her vajayjay. Look at all that stuff, her boobs poking out. This is a older woman. Let's start it over and then keep going.
This is what I want to discuss. Is it tight? Yeah. Is it short? Yeah. However, again, just because I'm wearing something short and tight, that fits me, that I think I look nice in, doesn't mean that I'm a stripper. It doesn't mean that I'm a nympho. It doesn't mean that I like to be with different. It doesn't mean. It doesn't mean anything like that. So.
Now, only a delusional woman would think that that outfit would not make a man or lead a man to believe that she is not the things that she just mentioned. She look like she hiding the ass. She look like a thigh. She look like she do sleep around the men. She look like she gonna be trying to break your pockets, that she a gold digger. Your image, your appearance says a lot about you. Now, what's in your heart will reveal itself in how you dress. If you don't think of yourself as a promiscuous woman, then why would you dress as one? Okay? I guarantee you she's a freak. Okay? I guarantee you that's a freaky woman. I guarantee you that she may be a little selective because she some men are weak behind this type of woman, all right? So she got an ability to pick this man or pick this man or pick this man among that cesspool of horny dogs, okay? But she's gonna be selective. She's gonna get the one that can give her the most money. This is a woman who chases the bag. This is a woman who live a lifestyle of promiscuity and debauchery. I don't care what she's saying. I don't care what she's telling you. Okay? But you can't piss on me and tell me it's rain, man. I'm telling you, this woman right here is a hot thought. That's all that is. She's a hot thought, man.
So, when you see, I'll just speak for me. When you see me out, and just because I have on whatever I have on, because, like, you could tell what a guy is thinking by the way they looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you walking up to me, licking your lips, looking me up and down, like, I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling. Like, clothes are an expression. Clothes are clothes to some people. Clothes is just something to put on. And I would throw on anything to go to the store. Like, I'd be going to the store looking crazy.
No, she wouldn't, because it took thought and effort to put that outfit on to go to the store. She wants to be looked at. Now, a lot of you women really trick me out, man. You have all these predators out there, all these men who want to force themselves upon you, and you're baiting them to do so. I don't care if you say no means no, no means no. Then why are you dressing like a hoe? Okay? Because whenever you dress that way, the message you are sending out is yes means yes. Yes means yes. All this for attention at that age, at that old age she is right now. That ain't her real hair, man. You can already tell that. And you can look in her face and see that she 45, 46, man, or even older. You can see it in her. Why are you still trying to hang on to your youth? That's the problem. These women don't want to age gracefully. They don't.
This is just what I happen to wear today. I gotta make a video for this outfit, so this is what I put on today. The point is, just because I have on something tight and short, I mean, yeah, well, you put that on so you know what you gonna get. I don't care. I'm just telling you. For your future reference, for the next time you thinking about approaching somebody with an agenda or thinking whatever you thinking just because of what they're wearing, I'm telling you that's probably not the case. It might be. You might run into somebody that's dressed like this and they ready to go, or they're everything that you are thinking and wishing. But that's just not the case. I just dress like this. I like bodysuits. I like jumpsuits. It's comfortable. It's one piece. You won't have to match nothing. I mean, that's it for me. That's usually why I wear shit like this. It's easy. I mean, and I think it looks nice on me.
One thing she is right about, it is easy. It says easy to put on. It's easy. You look easy while you're wearing clothes that are easy to wear. Okay? When you put on these booty shorts and all these things they've been wearing now, man, see-through bodysuits and shit like that, man, it's easy to put on because you ain't gotta coordinate stuff. You ain't gotta get everything together. But when you're doing that, you look easy. I don't know why it's hard for y'all to understand that there. So, this one lady got some common sense I'm finna play right quick. And I want you to check out what she's saying about that. But like you see, like I told you, that last lady want to justify dressing like a harlot. Ain't that crazy? Now let me go ahead and get into this. Let's get it. Dig it.
Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of back and forth with women and men on this app and just all over social media, period, about women saying that men need to stop being perverted and they can dress the way they want to dress, and they need to get some self-control, and men saying that women need to understand that if you dress like a whore, you're going to be treated like a whore, and we're going to think you're a whore. My opinion to that, and please don't bite off my head, but how you dress is how you will be addressed, period. Ain't no changing that. It's always been that way. It always will than the person that is interviewing you. But if you show up there with sweatsuit on, get up out of here. You ain't for real. If you are going out with your girl, you're not gonna dress the same way you would if you was going to meet your mother-in-law. So that tells you that you know that how you dress is how you'll be addressed, and that appearance is important.
She makes a good point. These women know what they're doing. These musty back heifers know it.
I'm a musty back heifer. I love the word leggings where you can see my JJ print. I like them lips to be sticking out. I like them be hanging. I want them to be hanging so low that I'm tripping on it when I'm walking on the floor. I love to show my body off, everything. You know why? Because I am a musty back heifer.
Let's keep going.
And you will be judged by your appearance. You know that. Because you know that in any other situation. So, I don't think it's that women don't agree. I think they just don't like it. I think they just don't like the fact that they can't dress whorish and still be looked at as a classy, respectable lady.
That's how retarded some of these people are, in my humble opinion. How do you expect to be dressed like a whore and then expect a man to treat you as a lady? That don't make any sense. The only time that is appropriate, and yes, there is a time for that to be appropriate to wear that when you're in the bedroom with your significant other. Yeah, baby, don't come in there. Don't come in there with them granny panties, baby. Come in with that thong or nothing on. That's what we're talking about, Jack. Can you dig it? We don't want you to come in there with no granny panties and stuff. And that's what's so funny about it. You women get so comfortable with a man, you walk around the house looking like a bum in your sweat jumpers, whatever it is, sweatpants and all that. You look like nothing. You look like you just bored. Now, it's all right to be comfortable sometimes and dress comfortable. I'm not saying not to do that. But when you got a man, you gotta realize you got a pair of, how can I say, you got a sack of balls and a pipe there. You know what I mean? And it needs to get stimulated. And if you're not gonna stimulate it, when he go outside, he gonna get stimulated because all these women gonna be dressing like the ones I'm just showing you. You know what I mean? So you need to empty his sack and fill his stomach. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Your mama knew it, your grandmother knew it, your great-grandmother knew that's what you have to do for a man. You gotta know how to take care of a man. A lot of you women have a pet and know how to take care of your pet better than you do a man. You know how to go take them to the vet to get the shots they need. You know how to feed them, what time to feed them, what to feed them. And sometimes they have allergic reaction to certain food. You make sure you get the right food for the pet and all this other stuff. You make it a point to study your pet. But when you got a man, you don't study him. You're like, okay, I know this man gonna wanna hop something sometime. He gonna wanna jump on something. He gonna wanna beat some guts up. He wanna beat the brakes off or something sometime. So let me go ahead and put myself out there for my man so he won't have to go look for it somewhere else, or he won't be so easily tempted by somebody else. Y'all need to get y'all stuff together, man, for real. Can you dig it?
Is a classy, respectable lady. It's sacrifice. If you want to dress like that, go ahead, but you gotta take what come with that. Nobody's gonna look at you and say, oh, that's a wholesome, classy lady. When you dress exactly like the prostitutes around the corner. And I ain't saying that y'all are not educated, sophisticated women. I don't know what you are. I'm just talking about appearance. Appearance matters. How you dress is how you be dressed. You would not let a man dressed in scrub attire come and get your number and you say, oh, I'ma just get to know him. No, if he looks like a scrub, you're gonna assume he's a scrub and you're gonna treat him like a scrub. Let's be real. Let's be real. So, y'all know that if, how you dress is how you be dressed. Y'all just don't like it. Hey, y'all just don't like it. You get all the attention, but you sacrifice the respect. So, cover up and lose a little bit of tension and gain a whole lot of respect.
Oh, yeah, baby, she told you the truth. Baby. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, and more of the story is don't dress like a musty back heifer. It's just that simple. All right. Now, y'all take it easy and y'all be safe now, you hear?
Fall from the earth to the depths of Tartarus. Homer took it a step farther and said that Tartarus is as far beneath Hades as heaven is above Earth. Basically, Tartarus was deep. And
9 days of the anvil dropping. Who said that? That's interesting. I would say on my estimate, up in the air. That's how far heaven is.
in the bowels of Hades, just down up in there like a piece of chewing gum you swallowed it.
That's what we like to do on these waters. We like to eat the meat and spit the bones out. Keep your sword and shield on you. You know, we be talking about everything. Nike, Palladians, you know. So, you want to listen to what people are saying and eat the meat and spit out the bones, because you might just grab a gem that you might need to get that right paradigm shift to where you need to get that new revelation.
In the 8th grade. I mean, just down in there. And if Hades had a good place, like we discussed last week, Tartarus was the best of the bad places that you could be. In Greek mythology, after the Olympian gods warred with the Titans, the defeated Titans were banished and chained in Tartarus for eternity. And the Romans had a thing for Tartarus too. The Aeneid gives tons of details on Tartarus, that it was deep and massive, surrounded by triple walls and a river of fire called the Phlegethon, guarded by a 50-mouthed hydra. And inside Tartarus there was this massive castle with iron turrets, and inside the castle was a pit that went down even further. And at the gloomy bottom in chain were the twin giants Otis and Ephialtes, who had made war upon the god. Now this is starting to sound like the hell that movies envision, right? So, there's your basics on Tartarus outside of the Judeo-Christian tradition. And as we talked about in the last 2 videos, Greco-Roman culture had a massive impact on Jewish culture during the intertestamental period and during Jesus' day. This is historically undeniable. And this shows up in the Greek translation of what we call the Old Testament, the Septuagint, which was the version of the scriptures that formed the basis for the early church. In the Septuagint, the word Tartarus shows up in Job 40:20 and 41:24, which in our Old Testament now shows up as Job 40:13, as imprisoned in the grave, and 41:31 as the deep, as the verses are numbered different in the Septuagint. Greek translators use the word Tartarus to describe a deep, dark place in the earth. But extra biblically, in the book of Enoch, dated between the 3rd to 1st century BC, which was crazy popular during the intertestamental period and among early Christians. It says in 1 Enoch 20 that God put the angel Uriel in charge of the world and of Tartarus. And it was in Tartarus that 200 fallen angels, the Watchers, who led by Semyaza rebelled against God and taught humanity the use of weapons and sorcery, and who ended up lusting after women, mating with them, and creating the race of Nephilim, were imprisoned in chains. These guys aren't resting like those in the bosom of Abraham, you know what I mean? So, Tartarus isn't hell as we commonly think about it, but it's a bad place. And amongst many Jews prior to Jesus and among early Christians, Tartarus was a deep, dark, terrifying place where the angels who rebelled against God, who some believe mated with women and created the Nephilim, were imprisoned to await final judgment at the end of days. And these are the angels most likely referenced in Jude 1:6-7 and 2 Peter 2:4. Now don't hear what I am not saying. I am not saying Enoch is inspired literature, nor does it belong in the Bible. Don't put words in my mouth that I ain't saying. But the books of Enoch did have a lot of influence during the intertestamental period and early Christianity. And it was widely read within both Jewish and Greek communities. But as some folks don't like to fathom the influence of Enoch on the early church, and I completely get that, there's another way to look at 2 Peter's use of Tartarus, and that's simply 2 Peter was written in Greek, and it was written for Greek speakers. Thus, it uses imagery and language as a parallel for those who either A, knew the story of the Titans in Tartarus, or B, were an audience of ancient Greek speakers who knew that Tartarus was a place for the extremely wicked and could make the connection. But one thing we know about Tartarus for sure is that in early Christian belief, as reflected in the canonized New Testament, Tartarus was not a place for humans. It was for a very specific group of angels. But in later Gnostic works, Tartarus becomes a place for humans as well. So one Tartarus that was translated as hell in 2 Peter 2:4. When you really dig into it, opens up this really amazing rabbit hole into the minds of early believers. So whether you want to look at 2 Peter 2:4 as a literal reference to this Greek idea of an underworld within an underworld where the most offensive to God are kept chained in darkness awaiting judgment, maybe those who rebelled and mated with women creating the Nephilim, or as an offhand reference to a Greek-speaking audience who would catch the implications. Tartarus is a fascinating hole to fall into. Had to do it. So next episode, we're gonna tackle the flames of Gehenna, which Jesus mentioned 11 times. So it might just be important.
He answered literally what I was looking for, Tartarus, because we talk about Tartary all the time, Tartarians, Tartary, but Tartarus, that was the first time I heard about that. We're diving in on these waters and that's where they put. If you ask me, yes, it's a special place that they chain awaiting judgment. You know, because Revelation is endgame. That's when the earth and everything, you know, is gonna get clean. And heaven and earth come together, and then, hey, that's when they gotta pull them up out of Tartarus, and they get their judgment, man. That's what I believe, anyway. But this is for entertainment purposes. Do your own research on everything. But I am interested in the flames of Ganesha that he spoke of.
Originally referred to a valley or a ravine right alongside the west and south side of Mount Zion there at Jerusalem, and then emptied into the Kidron Valley. This valley was known as Gehinnom in Hebrew, which just means the valley of